Oh, come on. What the fuck?
Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining today our class Windchill Fundamentals of Engineering Bill of Material. My name is Juana Patrico and I will be your technical instructor today for this class. So during this class, you will learn how to use the most important functionalities of Windchill when it's coming about handling the engineering bill of material and product structures. Well, the topics that I am proposing today, starting with the Windchill eBOM, we will discuss in general the different bill of materials that you can create and manage with Windchill. Creating an engineering bill of material with Windchill based on a specific case study. We will start with this case study and the exercises that we will apply will be linked one to each other. So first of all, you will create the eBOM. After that, based on this eBOM, you will learn how to create the baseline, edit the engineering bill of material, manage it with different functionalities, and create the BOM reports. There is a prerequisite for this class, which is Windchill Fundamentals of Change Management. So my name is Juana, and I'm located in Bucharest, Romania. I'm a senior technical instructor for PTC University, and I'm teaching here from almost 3 years the entire Windchill curriculum and also some of the Creo classes. During the class, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. Okay, just turn on your microphone, let me know what's the questions. Okay, go ahead, go into the chat and type your questions. Anything, any help that you may need with the exercises, okay, I'm right here to help you. Exercise 1 about setting up the environment. So at this point, I think you already completed some other Windchill classes, but just a short reminder on how to get your training computer, the one that you will use in order to complete all these exercises today. You have to access, first of all, class.ptcu.com. So over here, on class.ptcu.com, select our today class, Fundamentals of eBOM, and go directly into the step 4. Choose the region closer from where are you located. For example, mine, it's Europe, and launch the environment. After launching the environment in few seconds, you will be able to use this URL like any other URL with copy paste. You can open a tab in your browser. It's not necessary to download anything. Okay, just copy paste the URL and you will get the desktop. This desktop looks exactly like what I'm sharing in here. When you are here, please double click only one time, start Windchill all-in-one. Do not expect Windchill to open with this. This is only to start the required services. So this is all for the exercise 1, setting up the environment and starting Windchill all-in-one. Some of you, if working on the application Teams, you will have this option to work with the set of reaction. So please go ahead with a like reaction every time when the exercise is done on your side, because I will know that everything is all right on your side and I can move forward. If not, if you don't have this option, maybe you have raise hand, okay, rise and lower hand, because that will show me also that you're good to go forward, or type something on chat. Anyway, if you need my help with this exercise, with the future exercises, please let me know. So what about the exercise 1 on your side? I'm looking forward for some reactions, for something from your side. Okay. Good. I see some of them. Very well. Thank you very much. That helps me a lot. Thank you. Anyone needs help? It's the last call. If you need my help, please. Very good. Then we will start here, and I will directly go to the first topic, Windchill eBOM. So here we will discuss about the bill of material in general. What is a bill of material? So in our product development, in order to keep the attributes for all the components that we have to associate in our product, we have to define in here a specific product structure. This is represented in Windchill by multiple parts that are linked together into specific hierarchies. Hierarchies that represent the final assembly, the sub-assemblies and other sub-assemblies, subsystems, components, main components, okay? So this hierarchy, it's mandatory in order to support the product development, but also the manufacturing processes. In addition, based on this product structure, we can create the bill of material. The bill of material, it's a table that mostly on the development companies will be presented also on the second sheet on the drawing. And this table contains data related to all the specific parts, components of your product. So it will contain data related to the subsystems, subassemblies, but also the specific components. What is the information that we will have into an engineering bill of material? For example, the quantity. The quantities which will represent how many components, subsystems of the same way we have to use in our product. A well-defined bill of material will help the entire company by estimating the material costs, gain inventory control, plan the purchasing for the raw materials, track planned material requirements, ensure supply robustness, and reducing waste. Now, the three types of bill of materials that we may need to define, mostly today we will discuss the eBOM. So the engineering bill of material, it will include all the specific parts and their attributes. Over there, we will have identity attributes like name, like number, but also other type of attributes. Product code, part revisions, descriptions, quantities, unit of measures, size, length, weight. Now, this bill of material in Windchill, it's customizable. It's customizable by your company, by your administrator to contain data related to your specific industry. The manufacturing bill of material, and here we have an entire separate module of Windchill, which is called MPM link. Mostly today with the eBOM, we will discuss PDM link for the product development. For manufacturing bill of material, there is a separate module, MPM link, for the manufacturing processes. In our eBOM, we will add information about the product and what type of data our product contains. In our manufacturing bill of material, we describe how the product will be assembled. So it will incorporate in here all the parts, but usually it's created into a different sequence representing how We will assemble the product based on our available lines in the plant, available workstations. It will also include maybe packaging materials. It will include every process that require execution. And based on this, we can create the process plans. And the service bill of material, this is the final product assembled on the sales stage. It could include the final product and maybe additional components which appear separated as separate items on the sales documentation. These are the three types of bill of material, and today we will discuss the eBOM. Questions if you have, please. Ted, do you have a question? Hello, Ted. I can see your raised hand over there. Is there any question from your side?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute. I apologize. When I get a bill of materials out of Creo Parametric, is that the eBOM?
No. From Creo when you get what you get actually from Creo to Windchill, it's not the final bill of material, it's not the product structure. Over there, you obtain the CAD structure, and I will explain the difference just between later. Okay, based on that CAD structure that you get from Creo, you will create the eBOM, the engineering bill of material, by associating the parts. I will show you this a bit later. What is representing a manufacturing bill of material, it's something that you will create into a tool that is called BOM transformer directly from the eBOM. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Great question, thank you. If there are any other questions, please. The risks. Okay, so with this bill of materials, there are different departments that will work with. Okay, so the design team, the development team, quality, manufacturing, purchasing, everybody works with this bill of material by adding information, by editing, by simply reading the bill of material. This is also available. So this will come with some risk. Okay, so the bill of material, it's reviewed, revised by different departments, and it will lead to some challenges. One of the challenge, production out of specification item. What does it mean? If there are errors in the bill of material, that will lead to mistakes into the manufacturing. The mistakes into the manufacturing usually means a higher cost based on the rework that needs to be done, based on the scrap materials. Okay, so we have to avoid the specific errors in our engineering bill of materials and connect the two departments, the engineering team with the manufacturing team, in order to give them access, real-time access to the ongoing data, and be able to reduce the errors into the manufacturing. Purchasing dilemmas, another one. For example, someone is in charge with purchasing and receives some notifications about some bill of materials updates after the purchase has been proceeded. That will leave the ordered components as unusable, and this is also something that leads to mistakes and something that will incur a higher cost. Service and maintenance processes. So, for example, some technicians in field are in charge to have a quickly maintenance service over there, but they are not able to quickly find the latest version of the bill of material. That also leads to financial or reputation repercussions. So we have to avoid all of this, and based on these challenges, we will discuss why working with Windchill in order to manage the eBOM. First of all, with Windchill, we have this option to control what type of information is visible to a specific user or a set of users based on their access control rules. Based on their rules, based on their access control rule, the users will not have the access to the same type of data. What does it mean? A project manager, for example, has multiple Windchill functionalities available than a technical writer, and this is normal. If you are not in charge, for example, to modify a specific bill of material, you will not have the access to edit the parts into the user interface at all. If you are not in charge to read some documentation from the system based on the access control, you will not see those documents into the user interface. This is to avoid the human errors. Another important thing, sharing data, and this is related to the PDM collaboration, internal collaboration with the teamwork, but also with external partners, suppliers. This is mostly for the project link for the project managers, okay? So Windchill is also a collaborative environment, which allows creating discussions based on the specific objects, which allows to send emails, and also it's a collaboration with the system based on the notification. You know that you can subscribe to the specific events that are happening in Windchill. For example, if you are in charge of taking care of a specific bill of material, and you need to be announced every time when someone else edit the part from the bill of material, you can subscribe. The administrator is capable to set automatically notifications, and you will be informed on email related to those modifications, additions, and so on. Track is related to the traceability. The traceability in product development is very important for the quality. And we have to keep the traceability of all the changes that are happening in our product. For this, if you completed the fundamentals of change management already, you know that Windchill offers an out-of-the-box change management process that ends with an audit, okay? And make sure that after applying a change on a specific part, document, okay, we still have the traceability. This is related to the configuration and change management based on the versions and change process. And this represents the integration with other systems. For this, we have the enterprise system integration. Usually there is a separate administrator responsible for the integration with other systems like CAD, ALM, ERP, MES. And with this, by simply releasing the data from the bill of material, they will be published into the ERP, for example, to start the pre-production and production. And here we are, exactly with the question that Ted was referring to about the CAD structure in Windchill. Maybe you are a designer and work with Creo Parametric or any other CAD authoring tool, CATIA, Inventor, NX, and create in here assemblies with components, sub-assemblies, and so on. Based on this CAD structure, you have to define the bill of material. What will happen? So first of all, into a specific methodology that is called bottom-up design methodology, you will start designing the model in Creo. defining in here all the assembly, sub-assemblies, the constraints, define their geometry and everything. When this is done, you have to check in the process of sending data from Creo to Windchill. It's called check-in. Check in this CAD structure to Windchill. What you will obtain, the Windchill database will store into a secured database the data that you developed with Creo, exactly in the same form. Assemblies, PRTs, okay, you may have drawings, everything stored in Windchill database. This is a CAD structure. You will not create the bill of material based on the CAD structure. No, you have to keep this over here in Windchill, again, for the traceability, in order to have the data always accessible for everybody from the team. But the bill of material will be created based on the product structure. What is the product structure in WT parts? You will associate with this CAD structure WT parts, Windchill technological part, that it's simply called part. In Windchill, this has no extension. It's a specific type of object created especially for Windchill without an extension, and this facilitates the creation of the product structure. I would like to show you the difference now. I will get connected with just random credentials in here. Is not necessary for you to get connected. I just want to explain you the difference between CAD structure and part structure here. So let me access some data. Okay, change to 20. Very well. Under the engineering folder, you will discover mainly the specific CAD part with the extension PRT. You will find in here assemblies with this extension ASM, but also you will see the parts and items. Why is that? Let me type in here chainsaw. And you will see there is a chainsaw 220 ASM and a chainsaw 220 without an extension represented by this end item. This chainsaw 220 ASM is the CAD structure. During the creation, during the check-in, it was associated with an end item, and every component from the chainsaw, it was also associated with a part. Under the structure right now, we can review the entire assembly exactly like it is in Creo. Just one moment to load. So we have the chainsaw 220 assembly with its sub-assemblies and components. Under the visualization, we can also review the graphical representation, the viewable of the 3D model. What you have over here in Windchill is just a representation of the 3D model. It's not gonna load. Oh, okay. Okay. On the other hand, so this is the CAD structure. This is not representing the bill of material. On the other hand, we have the chainsaw 220 end item. If we go and view its information page, under the structure, you will see a similar structure with the CAD structure. But this is called product structure. With every component from the CAD structure, there is associated a part. What are these parts? and why we are using them. A part is a special type of object which will not store content. The assembly as content will store the 3D model from Creo. The PRT, the same. The drawing will store as content the 2D. The document will store as content an electronic file. The part, it's not storing anything as a content. This is only, it's something like a placeholder. It's something that will reference other objects that do store content. And in addition of the design files of the CAD documents, a part will reference, other type of objects like attributes. For the description. It will store documentation in order to describe our product with manuals, with brochures, with requirements. Changes. When a change is in place with a problem report, with a change request, change notice, this will be affecting the part. And replacements. In case that we want to test something related to our structure, we can create alternate substitute parts in order to start testing. This is why we are using the WT parts. And I would like to know if this is clear for everyone, the difference between CAD structure and product structure. This is the most important thing that I wanted to explain today. Ted?
What folder did you go under to find that end item part when you
Under the Chainsaw 220 series engineering.
Well, yeah, but there are a lot of, like when you do folders, there's like detail folders, workspace, or you picked one of them to get there. Engineering. Oh,
Engineering, exactly. Yeah.
oh, okay. I was looking through some of the structure in the class and I don't see engineering in part
No,
of it. So
just one moment. This wasn't an exercise, okay? Just a bit later, you will have the opportunity to go and explore this based on an exercise. But over here, I just wanted to show you the difference between assembly and item, CAD structure and product structure, okay?
okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think we will move forward to Darius. Hello.
Hi. I had a quick question. You said a WT part does not contain a file, but then you pointed that you said it has design files.
It's referencing design file. Let me show you the difference directly over here. So for example, this Chainsaw 220 assembly, an assembly which has content. You see on the information page, it's actually containing something. This Chainsaw 220 from Creo. On the other hand, so it has content with content tab. On the other hand, the end item with the same name, Chainsaw 220, but representing the product structure, this has no content. It's only referencing as related objects, CAD, documentation, alternate substitutes for the replacements. Okay, so this has no content, but it's referencing other objects that do store content.
And how are those other contents are stored not as product structures, but maybe as CAD structures or something else? Did I correctly understand that?
Those are CAD structures representing by this extension ASM, for example, from Creo, and this has no extension representing a product structure.
Okay.
Very well, thank you. If there are any other questions, please. understanding the part information page user interface. So with this, we see over here a snapshot from the information page of one specific part. Okay, it has details, structure, related objects. We will discover this with the next exercise. This is just to give you some information related to the default tabs that you have in here. Product structure in Windchill and the capabilities of a product structure. Well, starting with the filters. Now, imagine that you work in automotive industry. You will not be able to display ever an entire bill of material of a car. That will contain, the product structure will contain maybe millions of parts. It will be impossible for the database to hold that much information at the same time, and it will be also impossible for you to find the necessary data into that amount of parts. That's why we have the structure filters. With the structure filters, we display from a complex bill of material only the portion that we have to work with. And also, the filter is referring to the point in time that you want to display. When I'm referring to the point in time, I'm referring actually to the life cycle of the object and their versions. This is how we describe the point in time where we are in our production with states and versions. So with the structure filter, you can display the difference between an early design, for example, bike A.1 in work, and the latest design, bike D.1, already released, for example. And item. You see over here, the end item displays this blue square. It's a normal part with a blue square. Has no other functionalities than a normal part. But it's easier to review, to find this end item, and maybe to send, for example, to the client the final product represented by this symbol. An end item may have other end items. Like in our case, the bike is the end items, but also the subassembly saddle, it's an end item. Another example, you have, again, the car. The final car is an end item, but the engine of the car, it's also an end item. Usage link. This is referring to the link between the multiple parts. And usage, it's representing by a part. So a part may have specific attributes. All the quantities of that usage of that part will be represented by the same attributes. For example, this saddle, which has the quantity of one, into an early design has the usage attribute, the finish of the saddle, it's polished. During the different life cycles, during the different modifications, until the bike D.1, the finish for this attribute, for the saddle, it's painted. This is an attribute of the usage of the part. What you have multiple quantities of the same usage, like in the case with the wheels, for example. The wheel, it's only one, and has the specific attributes, the pressure, the material, and so on. Same attributes for the front wheel, same attributes for the rear wheel. But if in your structure you need to know which one is the front wheel, which one is the rear wheel, you can simply define occurrences. Under the reference designator, you can type front for this one, rear for the other quantity. This is just an example. The example over here is with the handle is in the same way. The handle with the quantity of 2. Which one is the left? Which one is the right? The product structure in user interface is this structure tab represented by the structure tab, which allows you to start managing and creating the engineering bill of material. This is where you will work with the product structure and the engineering bill of material. Let's discover this directly with the next exercise. So we will log in as Mike Jones, access the part structure, and navigate through the different tabs. Together now, we will learn how to work with these tabs. I will close this and start from the very beginning. This exercise is also described into your course guide material, page 16, and you have the credentials here. M. Jones, PTC. Let's open Google Chrome. In your training computer, open Chrome and go over here in Windchill. Credentials. I will send them on chat. Also, M. Jones, PTC. And moving forward, we will browse for a specific part and start examining the drill 720 end item. Please go and expand the navigator. Browse. Go please in recent products. And over here, you will click View All. There is one product, Drill 720 series. Access, please, this drill product. Okay. Under the engineering folder, you will be able to easily find the end item because it has that blue square. Okay, so if you scroll in here, I'm just leaving you some time to handle this by yourself, to understand what you have in these folders. So if you scroll, you can easily review the end item. If you still do not find this that easy, what you can do, you can simply type and search in table drill 720. By typing in here drill 720, you will find everything. Let's go and view the information page of this drill 720. First page is the details. This tab will present different layouts for us in this training environment. There are 4 layouts: visualization and attributes, general layout, type and attribute system. What you need to understand, these layouts are fully customizable. Don't be surprised if in your company you will find in here different layouts and different attributes associated with them. In addition, you have in here also the thumbnail, the representation, the graphical representation of the model, which will give you a preview to the graphical representation. If you click on this thumbnail, you will be able to open CreoView. To the structure, I will go a bit later, going to the related objects. This is the place where you will review the referenced objects, the referenced documentation. You will learn a bit later why we have two tables. The CAD associated. Over here, you may have assemblies, you may have other PRTs, drawings, skeletons, the fair analysis, every CAD model that may correspond into this part. Alternate substitutes in order to test new things related to this product. Changes. If there are any problem reports, change requests, change notices ongoing related to this product, you will find them in this Changes tab. History. We have only one version, 8.1, but if you have multiple versions, you can review the information page for each of them and compare the successive versions. Where used, this table will display where your subassembly is used into the final product, but for us, the Drill 720 is the final product, is not used anywhere. That's why it's empty. Traceability. This is related to the traceability with other systems, like for the requirements specification tests with Windchill RVNS. And there is a new tab in a gray color. Why is this gray and the rest of the tabs are green? The new tab is created by this user, M. Jones, and available only for M. Jones. No one else will see when accessing this part the new tab. It's something customized by the user. And all these in green are created by the administrator. How to create a new one? Press over here on the new tab. From this customized drop-down menu, you can start adding information. For example, adding collaboration to review the discussions, the subscriptions, and also, if you like, with a right click on the new tab, you can start renaming this. Collaboration. Okay. Now, the most important tab for today is the Structure tab. This is where you will handle the product structure. There is a ribbon. This ribbon presents the product structure browser or the editing menu, checkout, check-in menu, clipboard, viewing, new, filter, tools, and reports. During this class today, you will learn how to use these functionalities. Next, we have this find in structure. You can simply type the name of the object, the number of the object in here, and this will be displayed. And if you continue and review this latest design working, this is the applied filter. Right now, we see in this structure the latest versions from the system add in work by the view of design. This is the structure 3. And the structure 3 will present the sub-assemblies like this carburetor and you can expand it to review its components. And also, all the actions that you apply from this actions drop-down menu from the ribbon will take place for the selected part from the structure tree. For example, if I'm going and select the engine cover and then I'm going check out, this will be check it out, the engine cover, the selected part or parts from the structure tree. Moving forward, we see that in here we have the visualization tab where we can preview the graphical representation. We have the uses. The uses, it's a table which will always display all the childs, the primary childs of the selected part on the structure tree. And their attributes. This is something like the bill of material. The attributes, the quantities per each, okay, these attributes are also customizable by the administrator. Occurrences, this is related to the reference designator and shows the occurrences for each. I will present more about it later. Attributes for the selected component in the structure tree. Supersedes for those parts that are not used anymore. Effectivities for the new versions. And associated documentation. Documents and cut documents. So for this exercise number 2, that's all. You will continue working with the structure tab over there. Well, how is this going? If you need my help, if you have questions, please. Darius, do you have a question?
When I was looking at the occurrences tab, it was empty for me. It was that because, well,
That
you
was
had,
because you clicked on something without occurrence. Something without occurrences, it was selected over here on the structure tree. It will always display the occurrences related to the specific selected part from the structure tree.
I see. I clicked on the engine,
Mhm.
the different engine cover. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, Ted.
I'm a little confused. When I go over to the left, like where you have just browse, and in there it would be drill 720. So the reason I don't see engineering in there is it's the auto drill 720, and we didn't see that. So you had to say view all. Yeah. Now is it drill 720, auto drill 720? That's what we're in. Okay, just do the plus. Do the plus on the auto drill 720. How come I don't see?
For just one moment. For the moment, we work with drill 720. A bit later, we will work with the auto drill. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
in order to find what I'm sharing in here, you have to always click on folders when you're on the navigator. Folders,
Okay.
engineering folder.
Oh, I got the wrong one again. Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
You know, in our system, we're upgrading to 12.1. We're not here yet, but I like under folders, I have a drop down and I see the folders in the browser. I thought maybe I'm wrong on that. I'll go look again. I may be imagining that, but I see what you're doing though. Thank you.
You're welcome. If there are any other questions, please. All right, please go ahead with some of the reactions when you finish this exercise, just to make sure that you complete it and it's everything clear for you. All right, maybe we can stay one more minute for everyone to finish here the exercise. Very well, thank you. Going to the first knowledge check here, an AND item in a part structure may contain which of the following? Please let me know which one do you think is correct on chat. An AND item may contain other parts, other AND items. Both A and B are correct, or none of the above. What do you think? Very well. C is the correct answer. We may have into an AND item other parts for sure, but also other AND items. Very good. C is correct. How do we manage product data in Windchill? So in order to manage product data in Windchill, we have two specific methodologies. The traditional methodology, which is the bottom-up design, CAD-driven approach, and top-down design, which is part-driven approach. The bottom-up design approach, the CAD-driven. CAD-driven means that the CAD structure will drive how exactly the product structure will look like. It means that first of all, in Creo in any other CAD authoring tool, we start creating the CAD structure. So again, we define the parent assemblies, the sub-assemblies, components, constraints, their geometries, tolerances, everything. After the CAD structure is done, we check in the information to Windchill and associate with the existing assemblies and PRTs and items and parts. And this is how we obtain the product structure. This is the bottom-up design. On the other hand, we have the top-down, the part-driven. This is a new methodology that we are proposing with Windchill PLM. A product manager, for example, will start creating an empty product structure. Empty end items, parts, defining their hierarchies and everything. And when the specific product structure is done, sending tasks to the designers, to the engineers, to the creators, to create the assemblies, the simply components, and link them with the existing end items and parts. And this is when the part structure will drive how the CAD will look like. Now, to make sure that this is clear, which design approach enables you to create and drive a CAD structure from a Windchill product structure, bottom up or top down? Very good. That is correct. B is the correct answer. The top-down design methodology will allow driving the product structure based on the the CAD structure based on the existing Windchill product structure. With this introduction, we can start talking about the creation of the engineering bill of material. But first of all, my proposal is to have a quick break. We completed a lot until now, so we can have 10 minutes. What do you think? Okay. I will set the 10 minutes timer in here and be back right after. Thank you. Hello, welcome back. If we're
Hello.
back and ready, hi. We will go ahead. Creating the engineering bill of material with 4 specific methods, you will be able to create the eBOM in product structure browser directly with auto associate method, import from spreadsheet, and save as. In order to discover these methods, we will start our case study. And over here, we review the fact that the manual drill 720 series needs to be upgraded into an automated drill. It means that we have for this to create a new bill of material. Creating the bill of material first, then we will create the baseline based on this eBOM. We will learn how to edit the eBOM, manage its functionalities, and define the reports. This is for the next of the class, and we will start here with the first step in our process, determining which of the 4 methods correspond with our case study. But first, let's discover the PSB to create the eBOM. The PSB is referring to the top-down methodology when we have to create the empty structure in Windchill and then allocate tasks for the creation of the CAD and assemblies. The product structure browser is actually this editing menu that allows you to insert new parts, to insert existing parts, remove or edit them. This is the first method, product structure browser, which will not fit in our case study because we already have a drill machine. We don't have any reason to start creating that from scratch. Auto associate method. In order to auto associate parts with the existing CAD models. This is something that will happen into the workspace by edit and auto associate parts with the existing CAD models, or at check-in, automatically associate parts or auto associate parts to CAD documents. This is an advanced methodology, and for this, you will need to have some cryoparometric knowledge. But there is an entire class that presents this methodology. This is the bottom-up design methodology. You already have the CAD structure and need to start creating the product structure with auto-associate methods. For this, I recommend you to take, I will send the name of the class in a moment on chat, Windchill Advanced BOM Management with Connected CAD Structures. This also will not fit on our case study because we don't have the CAD structure in cryoparometric. Spreadsheet. So over here, you will need to have an Excel file which contains the bill of materials, all the parts, their name, their numbers, their attributes, and you can import the spreadsheet by working with this functionality. From the quick links, you have this option, import job monitor. This will handle all the Excel files that we have to import. Mainly, this is for the administrators. When implementing Windchill, for example, if you do not want to lose the products that you already have, you can create Excel files and import them. This also is not suitable for our case study because we don't have any Excels with the product structure. And this is maybe the most used one. Rarely you will start creating the product structure from scratch. Usually you will start creating a product which is similar with another product that you already have. For this, we apply the save as and duplicate a product that we already have into a new one with new names, new numbers, and start making the modification in order to fit, for example, to our auto drill. This is the one that we will apply for our case study with the exercise 3. You will create a new engineering bill of material, and later we will make some changes in here. You will not create the new product because it's already created. We will start by creating directly the eBOM. Open, please, your training computer. And make sure that you access the engineering folder of the Drill 720 series. In order, if you are already here, just remain in here. If you got lost somehow, I will show you how to go back in here. Expand the navigator, browse, access the recent products. Recent products. Expand Drill 720 series. And go over here on folders. And make sure that you access the engineering folder. There is one assembly in here, Drill 720 ASM. I can easily review this. Is the first assembly from the list. So you will have 2 parts. You will have 5 PRTs and then an assembly. Drill 720 ASM. It's a best practice to start the duplication of the product structure with the assembly associated with the product structure. Right-click Drill 720 ASM and save as. Save as. What you will observe in this common space save as, the existing assemblies and PRTs with their names and numbers, and the new ones. So this is the scheme that it's followed out of the box by our training environment. It's following that name and number that already exists. For example, clutch 720 underscore new. This will be our new part. But in here, we only have CAD models. This is the CAD structure. What we need to do, we need to, first of all, show all the dependents. Please click this drop-down menu, Dependents, and go on All. Please show all dependents. Moving forward, check the box into the column header to select all rows. Select all rows. Go just a bit above and collect related parts. This function will collect all the associated parts and end items that already exist for your CAD structure. In addition, you can select everything one more time, collect also related drawings, collect related drawings, and just to be sure that we have everything, collect related CAD. So now we have a full product structure and also the associated CAD structure. And we will duplicate this into the new, let me show you the end item, drill 720 new. If you like, you can change the name, the number right here. If not, you can use this, set new name, and change the entire name scheme. Right now, everything will be stored into the drill 720 series engineering part. I don't want to store them over here. I want to store them into a new context, into a new product. For this, with everything selected in table, make sure that you press this button, set location. Set location. The context is Auto Drill 720 series. Please select Auto Drill 720 series, and inside of this context, you will create a new folder. Click on Create New Folder. And we will call it Engineering. Name the new folder Engineering. Click OK. OK one more time. OK for the entire Save As window. And let's wait a little bit to create the duplicated product and cut structure. Let's verify. So expand, please, the navigator. Expand. Expand Auto Drill 720 series. And move to the folders, this time on Auto Drill. Access the engineering folder. And over here, you must have the drill 720 new end item, and this represents our new bill of material. And this is how you can create a new bill of material based on another that you already have in the system. Is the exercise 3 done on your side? Starting now, all the exercises are linked one to another, so make sure that you complete all the steps. Lalita, please.
Hi, yeah, I have a question. So you mentioned that it's best practice to start with the assembly rather than the product structure when doing a save as. What's the difference? Because I imagine if you start with the product structure instead, you can still collect the related
Yeah,
CAD in the same way.
that's correct. That is correct. But some of the CAD structures, some of the CAD models are not taking automatically an associated part during the creation. What I mean, for example, you have this skeleton. You have some, for example, this skeleton, okay? This will not have an associated part out of the box.
I see. Yeah,
You
okay,
see?
I understand. Yeah,
If you start with the end item and the parts, when collecting, you will lose this.
right. Okay, I
Yeah,
get it. Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome. Great question, Lolita. Thank you. So, anything else? Yes, Dad.
What was she saying? What was the other lady starting with? We started with an existing assembly, and I do understand Creo parametric. So you got a skeleton, and skeletons don't have WT parts, right? So what did she start with? Just something just inside of Windchill?
What we start inside Windchill to duplicate. I'm sorry, Ted, but I'm not sure if I understood your question. Sorry.
I was trying to understand the other lady's question. I didn't understand her starting point. I was trying to understand that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No problem. So Lovita was asking why I told that is the best practice to start the application with the assembly and not with the end item, for example.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Gotcha.
that's the reason.
I see now. I missed that little piece at the end. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Glad it's clear. If there is anything else. All right, then we will go to the third knowledge check. How many ways can we create an eBOM? Don't bother yourself with this. I just want to take this to remind you, okay? We have 4 methods. Product structure browser, directly into the structure tab. For the top-down design methodology, auto associate from Creo to Windchill, for example, make an auto association, and this is for the bottom-up design methodology. Import from spreadsheet when we already have an Excel file which contains the bill of material, and save as exactly like we've done for the exercise 3. So 4 methods is the correct answer on this knowledge check 3. Moving forward, as we created this bill of material, maybe we want to store how this looks right now in this point in time as a snapshot. For this, we have this baseline. It's a snapshot of the collection of Windchill data. It could be part, it could be documentation, for example, which allows to have in time, in the future, a preview on this specific moment in time and how our product structure looks right now. The baseline allows to create to be created and also to start adding objects to it. This is the second step in our case study. Baseline overview, the capabilities. It's editable to replace one or multiple parts. Comparable with other baselines, can be locked and protected in order to prevent the unauthorized changes. Lifecycle manageable, enables only one version and iteration. So over here you see that it's lockable and protectable. By locking your baseline, no one else will be able to make additions on it. By protecting your baseline, you will not be able to delete the parts from the system until the baseline is deleted or the objects are removed from the baseline. This is an example. This is how you can make a compare, an initial review of your product structure with the progress one and the final design review. So you can store the exactly structure as it is in the specific moment in time. What are the different use cases that can be achieved using baselines? So in baselines, you can store even parts, but also documents. So you may store a specific product structure applicable for only one client into a baseline, for example, or if you need to store some documentation to be signed in the future, okay, you can store this baseline with the specific version of the document and later send them to be signed. How to create a baseline and add objects to it, we will learn with the next exercise. These are the specific functionalities into a baseline: removing and adding objects, copy paste, collect related objects, set primary. Usually the primary is the end item, and replace versions. Let's go forward and start creating this baseline. Actually, exercise number 4. First of all, is it clear what the baseline is? Can we start the exercise? Okay. Good. So we will create a baseline based on our end item drill 720 new. Just in case, if you lost this page where I am right now, in order to go back in here, expand navigator, expand auto drill 720 series, go on folders, and under the engineering folder, please scroll until you can see the end item. View the information page of drill 720 new end item. And please go ahead, add to, go into this menu, add to, and add to baseline. In this moment, you decided to add the selected end item 0720 new into a baseline. But the baseline, it's not created. You have to create, first of all, the baseline. For this, you have to press this button, New Baseline, and start defining the attributes of the baseline. You will have a name on chat in a moment. Manual drill 720. You will create a description in here. Manual drill prototype is the description. Protected, locked. So protected to do not allow deleting data from the system if it's in the baseline. Lock to prevent unauthorized users to make modifications on your baseline. If you somehow forget the difference between protected and locked, if you go over here on the help, you have the explanation. Okay, so don't worry, anytime when you forget something that I may be presenting in here, you have the information in your course guide material. And if it's not on your course guide material, go with the help center. Okay, go and click OK. To create the baseline manual drill 720. But right now we have only the primary object, which is the end item. And I would like to collect more data. Select, please, the end item. And click on this, collect related objects. It will display all the parts. You will select all of them and also collect related CAD. Click OK. Everything will be added now into the baseline. Click OK one more time, where you will find this baseline into the engineering folder. In order to quickly go back into the engineering folder, you can work with this breadcrumb trail. Click on engineering. And the first object in the list, it's a baseline, which right now it's not locked, but if you right click, you have the option to lock the baseline. And nobody will make modifications to it anymore. This is the baseline creation. Is this going all right on your side?
Did you lock it? Did you go ahead and lock it, or you did not lock it?
I locked the baseline.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, sure. We lock the baseline, and in that case, nobody else excepting M. Jones and a specific administrator will be able to make modifications over here on my baseline, okay? Nobody will be able to edit, to apply actions on it, to remove, to add, or something like this, okay? This is the reason why we lock the baseline. You're welcome. If there is anything else, okay, going to the knowledge check number 4. Is this true or false? A baseline can hold only one version and iteration of a part or document. What do you think? That is correct. This is true. Okay, we can have only one version and iteration of a part or document into a baseline. Editing an engineering bill of material. So over here we will discover the 3 methods in order to edit the eBOM with cut tool, with product structure browser, or import from spreadsheet. This is the 3rd step in our best practice, and we will learn first of all about the cut tool to edit the eBOM. In this case, in order to edit, for example, to add more parts, but we also have to add more specific associated cut structures, we can check out the entire product structure from Windchill to the CAD application to Creo Parametric, make the right modifications to the structure, add some more components, remove some of them from the CAD structure, and then add check-in, auto associate again, and we will get the edited product structure in Windchill. Then we have the product structure browser. This is for the moment when we already have the structure in Windchill. And we need to modify in order to add some new parts, to insert existing ones, edit their attributes. In that case, we can directly work with the product structure browser into the structure tab with editing menu. Import from spreadsheets. So we make an export to export the entire bill of material into an Excel file, make the modifications to add or remove some of the parts, and with import job monitor, import the Excel again to Windchill. In order to practice this, we will learn how to work with the product structure browser. But this time, you will take the place of the designer. M. Jones is the product manager for the auto drill. Anna Chen is the designer of this product. So we will get connected as Anna and then modify the structure for the exercise number 5. So right now, you are connected as M. Jones. Close, please, the browser of M. Jones. Make sure there is no other Chrome browser in here. And open Chrome one more time. This time, the credentials are HN and PTC. You have them on chat. Okay, just giving you some time to get connected in here. Expand, please, the navigator, browse, go on recent products, but Anna Chen never worked before with the auto drill. So it will not be presented in recent products. You will find that if you click view all, click over here, view all. Click auto drill. And engineering. Go ahead and find, please, the end item drill 720 and view its information page. Please access the Structure tab. And in order to start modifying the structure, we will start adding some new parts. Please click under the editing menu, this option, Insert New. Insert a new part. Insert new. First of all, we have to define what type of part we create. So I will go with a normal part. And then there is a question, create as end item. Go please with yes. We will create an end item here. I will send you the name of the end item on chat. It's auto unit. So the number auto unit, the name auto unit. And this is all for the creation. You can just click on finish. I will still remain in here in order to explain all the rest of the default attributes that we have. Assembly mode. You can decide in here if the part that you create is a simple component or a separable component from the entire product structure or an inseparable one. You can define this with this drop-down menu. The source. Is it something that you make in the factory or it's something that you buy from a supplier? The view of this part will be designed because we add this into the eBOM. Default trace code. Okay, so this is related to the fact that you can add the load, the serial numbers, default units. You have multiple units in here. Gathering part. A gathering part, it's not representing an assembly, but it's only a part that it's gathering multiple similar other components. Phantom manufacturing part, this is for npm link, facilitating some manufacturing processes. Lifecycle team template are generated. You can store this into another context and location if you need. Add a description for the newly created part, a facility. We have few of them in here. Material and no BOM if you don't need need to have this into your structure. Click please on finish. You already finished the creation of the auto unit and item. So this becomes a sub-assembly of our drill 720 new from the auto drill. Now, for this auto unit, we will start adding some childs. Please go ahead. And with the auto unit selected, go on the Uses tab. Under the Uses tab, you have also this option, Insert Multiple New. Insert Multiple New. Multiple parts being inserted on the same option, but all the parts must be by the same type. So I will select in here the type part. Go please next. And here is where you will start defining their attributes. Again, I will send you their information on chat. So first of all, we will create in here the screen. So let me send you the name on chat, the screen. Same name, same number. Moving forward, we have to create the keypad. CPU. And an USB. These are some of the parts that we will associate on the auto unit. If you need, you can add 5 more rows or 1 row more if needed. And then you can start defining over here all the discussed attributes for each of them. After defining the name and number of the 4 parts, Let's click over here on Finish. So we just created a subassembly end item for our drill 720 new, a modification done with the product structure browser. What remains? To check in both the drill 720 new and the auto unit. Please select them both with the control pressed on your keyboard. Go on the check-in menu and press check-in. Check in and apply to all. Please let me know when you finish this exercise 5 and if you have questions, please. Okay. Knowledge check number 5. In the part-driven design process, which one of these 3 methods would you use to update an existing product structure in part-driven? CAD tool, spreadsheet, product structure browser. Very well. The product structure browser is a very good decision. Also, if you can use this spreadsheet for the part-driven process, okay? But the CAD tool will not be the best solution. Thank you so much for the answers. Moving forward, we will discuss about the management of the engineering bill of materials. So here we will discuss about object associations, usage attributes, filters, and baseline. Managing the bill of material, the 4th step in our case study. And here we will start discussing about object associations. In order to associate CAD documents to Windchill parts, this is a long discussion and an advanced discussion for this moment, which is presented into the CAD advanced class that I already sent to you on chat, Windchill Advanced Boom Management with Connected CAD Structure. About the documents and Windchill parts association, we have 2 options. To associate documentation with described link, and also with reference link. Described link, it's a version-to-version association. It means that in this case, in this table, described link, you will associate a document that will describe only the specific version of the part which you make the association. Imagine that you have a PDF which describes the drawing for this version 8.1. So that will be associated as described link. On the other hand, the reference link, it's more general. You will associate a document which will describe all the versions of the part, a manual, a brochure, and the system, if there is a released document, will choose the latest released. If there is no released one, it will take the latest version add-in work. How to make this association with the exercise number 6? It's an optional exercise, but it's so simple. Let's open the structure, the drill 720 new structure. And please move over here on the related objects, but make sure the drill 720 it's displayed, okay? This one. Go on related objects. And let's start associating with some documentation that already exists. Add existing document. On described link, described by documents, add existing documents. Click OK to confirm the checkout of the part. And over here, you will type wildcard and launch. I can send you this on chat. Under the name, please type the wildcard launch keyword. Let's search. And you will observe that it will take the new product launch 8.1 in work. Select this document and click OK. And this is how simple the association is made between this part and the document. For the reference document, it's exactly the same. So let's click on this green plus, add existing document. We will type in here owner between wildcards type owner. But this time it will choose the released one, okay, as a reference document for all the versions of the part. Click OK. Oh, first of all, select the document, click OK, and that is all. Do you have questions for me about this exercise? Okay, so usually now I am proposing a new 10 minutes break, but being honest, we have only 2 more exercises and few slides, and maybe we will finish a bit earlier than 3 hours. Are you okay to continue a few more minutes, or would you like to have the break? If you're okay to continue, just go ahead with some of the reactions. If not, please let me know. Okay, very well. Going to the knowledge check number 6, in Windchill, documents are associated with parts, using which of the following relationship links? A reference link, B describe link, C owner link, D image link, or content link. When you see select all that apply, it means there is more than one correct answer here. Very good. A and B, correct. Reference link, describe link. The rest of them, C, D, E, are links that are created between the code and the part. Usage and occurrences overview. So an usage, it's a specific part from your bill of material. For example, let me check in our bill of material if we have something. Yeah, we have. For example, we have this specific screw with its name, screw SKT, M4, PT7, and so on. Okay, this is an usage. This is the screw usage with the quantity of 2. Now, the occurrence. The occurrence is referring, so for a specific usage, we set some specific attributes. On the case of the wheel, tide and torque, front tire pressure, rear tire pressure, okay? So in our case in here, we set the attributes as based on the specification for the usage. But with the occurrence under the reference designator, you can set some specific attributes for each quantity of that wheel. If you need to define where the front right wheel is located, where the front left wheel is located. On the reference designator, you can specify, for example, the spatial coordinators on the X, Y, Z axis, where each of them are located. What will happen? So into the uses tab, under the reference designator column, they will be separated, this information will be separated with commas. A specific value for each occurrence. When we have the value of 2, we can see in here we have 2 values. When we have the quantity of 3, we have 3 values. But we still don't know which one is which. If you take a look on the occurrence tab, you will observe that for each of these screws, they are having the same name. The 3 of them, the first 3 of them with the same name. We specified in specific rows which one is which. In our training environment, 68, 71, 74 means nothing, okay? It's just in here to show you an example, but in real life, you can have in here anything. It's an alphanumeric row where you can type anything. Is it clear what the usage and occurrences are? All right. Talking about editing the usage attributes, this is available with the editing menu where you can start editing the selected part. All right, over here we can start editing the selected part. Why is the filtering of part structure important? So again, it's very important in order to reduce the complexity of an entire complex bill of material, okay, by reviewing over here only a portion from the entire eBOM and to specify the moment in time for the part to be reviewed. This is the product structure filters. Under the filtering menu, you will be able to edit the filters based on specific configuration specification to review latest version as matured, baseline based on their unity, dates. Also, you have the option to set spatial filters. You will draw over here specific boxes, spheres, and show only what's inside of that geometry. Attribute filter to show into the structure only those parts with similar attributes, or path filter pre-select the objects and display them. I would like to show you this first before starting the exercise. For example, I would like to review only the auto unit. I'm going over here on the path filter, apply the path filter, and it will hide everything else excepting the selected auto unit and the child's. When this is done, I will go again to the path filter in here and disable path filter. On the edit filter, we have this option to specify the filters based on their specifications. We will do this with the next exercise. We have the option to set box, spheres, and display what is inside based on the characteristics on the coordinators characteristics XYZ. Attributes filter, the specific type of objects to be displayed which met the criteria that we've set in here. With the next exercise, we will go ahead and specify the filter in order to display the baseline that we previously created. Let's move forward. Exercise number 7, filter the part structure. First of all, let's go ahead and check in the drill 720 new. Select this on the structure, go on the checkout check-in menu and apply the check-in. And OK. And then please go to Edit Filter. Edit Filter. Instead of displaying latest design in work, drop down this menu on choose the type and please select baseline. There is only one baseline that we created, manual drill 720. Select please this baseline and add. This is the new filter to be applied. So what I'm going to do, I will clear the previous filter, select the latest design working and remove. Remain only with baseline manual drill 720 and hide unresolved dependents. Click OK. And right now, instead of reviewing latest design in work, over here, you actually see the initial manual drill 720 baseline that you created. This is how you can work with the filters. Let me know, please, if this is clear and when you've done the exercise 7. You have also this option to save the filters and reuse them or share them between different users. Reuse them for the entire life cycle of the object. Over here, you have this opportunity to press Save Filter. And with Manage Filters, the saved ones can be sent to the different coworkers. Latest topic in here about creating BOM reports. There are different type of reports that you may define in here. Structured reports, single level bill of material will display only the first child into the BOM. Multi-level, it will expand all the structures and display everything. Summarized report, single level consolidated bill of material and multi-level component list. It's a list with all the components. Special proposed reports, single level bill of material with notes and multi-level with replacements. It will also contain the alternates. Where you find them, we will discover this with the exercise number 8. Latest exercise for today. So you have this option in here to specify reports. Multi-level component list, single level BOM with notes, multi-level BOM. Let's review the multi-level BOM. We can see in here an entire structure which will expand all the substructures and display the attributes, the versions, the name, the specific quantities, states, reference designator, and so on. This is an entire BOM report that can be also exported in different formats, as you can see in this drop-down menu. This is the exercise 8. The latest topic for today is about the compare. The compare tool allows you to identify differences between similar product configuration and changes made between successive versions of the part, and also allows you to make compares between the product structure and the CAD structure. For example, to be sure that all the parts from your product structure exist also into the CAD structure, you can make this type of compare. With the compare tool, compare to a CAD structure, for example, you have to define in here the specific CAD structure to compare with. I'm not sure if I have the drill 720. I don't think so. Oh, it's not into the workspace. You will add this into the workspace and make the compare. Okay, so we can observe that actually the auto unit has no similar sub-assembly in our CAD structure. It will display the differences from user's point of view, related parts, or choices. Okay, yes, Ted, please.
You said you added a workspace? I did not see that.
You can edit it to the workspace if you like, but it's not a mandatory step, okay? So if you like to make some additions from this, directly from this structure, you can edit into a specific workspace that you choose from this list. But it's not mandatory. I just close that and click OK because I'm not editing anything.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Very well. Already here with the conclusions. So today we've learned how to create the bill of material in Windchill. We've learned how exactly it helps having a well-defined engineering bill of material. What are the benefits using Windchill to create this? how to create a baseline, editing the engineering bill of material. We talk about the capabilities like associating or working with usages and occurrences. And here at the end about the BOM reports and compare to. We have a lot of time left. If you have questions about this class, about anything else, please. Ted, please.
Yes. Um, this class that you mentioned, Advanced BOM Management with Connected CAD Structure, would it like cover this topic from the perspective of a Creo parametric user, like how to repair the structure if the WT gear part, was not correctly associated and things like that? Would that class go through that?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything in that class starts actually from Creo Parametric. You will learn how to use Windchill into the embedded view of Creo, and it covers all of this, how to prepare the structure in order to obtain the product structure, how to edit the associations and everything. Yes.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to ask, is there any class that maybe discusses the let's see, how could I word this? When I'm taking the Windchill classes and everything is kind of slanted towards Windchill is the master. It defines the bill of material, and I get how it defines more things than just the CAD bill of material, but it talks about collaboration and all this and that. But what I found is if you're in product development, so much of what goes on for conceptual design is between the engineers, designers, and on the fly. And Windchill sometimes seems like it gets in the way. It takes 10 people in 10 days to make a 10-minute design decision. And, I don't know, like you were doing screws, I don't know how many screws I really need till I do the analysis and whatnot. And I'm trying to conceptually put that all together very rapidly. So I'm just wondering if there is a class that discusses that a little bit. It's one thing to collaborate across the whole organization, but it's another thing to try to use a tool to collaborate, within just the design development environment. Would you think this class would get into that too, or is there another class?
Yeah, this class is not truly into that. And also what you mentioned, it's a little bit too particular. What we
Yeah, it
present
could
in
be.
here, what we present in here are the out-of-the-box functionalities. Yeah, I could say that there is this fundamentals of creating and managing work, which displays how to quickly communicate with others, with discussions, with emails, by subscribing, okay? This is the collaboration that we are presenting in here with these classes because are the default ones, you know. So I could say, yeah, there is the fundamentals of creating and managing work. I don't know if you already completed that.
No, well, yeah, I completed all the fundamentals, but I'm very good in the Creo parametric side. I struggle with the Windchill, and that's why I'm taking the classes. And I might even take the fundamentals over just to, anchor it a little bit more, because when you're going through the exercise and you're clicking, you're not really grabbing it the first time. That's my experience, but other people probably do a lot better than I do there. But no, you answered my question. I understand. I have a lot of experience in the industry. Yeah, and really what I'm talking about are things that we learned over 20 and 30 years, and on how to really make like how to do collaborative design among the designers and engineers. Like, how do I design a product with 200 engineers and designers, has 100,000 components in it? We all use the same files. How do I do that? Well, yes, we use Windchill, but there's a whole way that structure has to be put together. and Creo does a great job at it. And so that I think it's beyond the scope of these classes because it's more, it's not out of the box. It's how to leverage all the tools there. But anyway, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
No problem, Ted. So what I recommend to you, if you have experience with Creo Parametric, but still some challenges with this connection Creo Windchill, because I know it happens and it's not that easy to understand. What I recommend to you is to take these classes. So let me send you Windchill Creo Parametric Data Management 1 first. Then Windchill Creo Parametric Data Management 2. And after that, the one that I mentioned a bit earlier, Windchill Advanced Boom Management with Connected CAD Structure. I sent all the names on chat. Recommend you to take them into this specific order. And I hope Windchill from Creo perspective will become more clear to you with this way, okay?
No, this is wonderful. That's exactly what I need. I will take those classes in that order. And I do apologize for all my rattling here, but what happens?
Worries.
Yeah, the Windchill people are like at 40,000 feet, and they're not down in the weeds with the people designing the product, the CAD people. And so, yeah, and that's one of the big reasons I'm taking this, to try to communicate to them better. Like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but this is what we really have to do to get the product done. If we do what you're saying, it's going to take 2 years. If you let us do what we're doing, we'll have that in 2 months. And I don't think they want it in 2 years. They don't even want it in 2 months. They want it in 2 weeks. So, that's how it works. But yeah, but thank you for that. And by the way, I really appreciate the class. I learned a great deal from it. And thank you for your patience on the questions.
For sure. I'm so glad that you had a good experience in here, Ted, and hope we will hear each other with other classes in the future. Thank you. All right. So I would like to hear from someone else. If you still have more questions, please.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. So we can call it over here. So thank you for joining. I wish you all to have a great rest of the day, great evening, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.